Hello, this is Eric in Audiio, and today I'm installing the Monster Basics Multi-White. I actually reviewed the other one that's not multi-white, so this is a new one I've done, and you might wonder, what do I know about RGB strips? Well, there is the Genie Prisma strips. And if I go to my other app, and there is my Govee. And then I also have the Govee light bars. And I'll go on my other screen once I remove this from the picture. But for now, I'm going to actually install this on my computer screen. Now, just the basics of LED strips and my unboxing this. Well, I'll explain a bit here. These particular models are waterproof. They have that plastic coating. And the plastic coating makes it a little more complicated to install on a computer monitor. The reason why is the angles. So if you try to loop it and stuff, with this coating it's a lot more difficult. So you either have to remove the coating or you have to use connectors. And I have videos on this. I'm going to actually attach the playlist to the end of this video for LED strips, because I have so many different ones I reviewed where I have cut and connect videos and different methods here. So for now, let's unroll this. So I got a nice big long strip, and you'll see right here, these are the cut lines, and basically all strips are fairly similar. They'll have these cut lines on them where you can actually cut them and attach them with the connectors. And when doing strips, you actually want to hide the LEDs from your eyes so it actually has more of a glow. So this one makes sense. There's a reason I don't have these in front of my desk. It doesn't look nice. The glow is more natural look versus these little diodes actually reflecting your eye. Now, if you want to, you can install them on your wall or whatever. The color you see is the color you get. They're not flashing different colors to actually get your color. So if you choose blue, each LED looks blue, but of course you'll have a blue light there and a blue light there. And again, that's why you reflect it off an object to get more natural look like this, or like on the shelf here. If I was actually putting against some ledge or whatever, I just simply keep this coating on. That makes that this waterproof coating, but it makes no sense for what we're doing here. So I am going to literally have to remove it. I can't remove it from here because that'd be very difficult. So what I have to do is make a small incision in this rubbery material. And what you know, I didn't have to use any tools. So I just poked at it, and I've now started to be able to remove this. So now all I'm going to have to do now is just simply pull the strip off. This will allow it to stick to the monitor much better, because when you have this material on it, this extra bulk, it's very hard to loop it. And what I mean by loop, I'll explain that when I get there. But so basically if I want to loop like this kind of idea. And when you put these little tail ends at the corner screen rather than cutting it, you actually get more light facing outwards, and it gives you a better look when attaching to a TV or a computer monitor or whatnot. 2 meters, 6.5 feet. And this comes with a remote. Oh, I should show the rest of what this is. Jeez. Must be thinking, Eric, you're getting ahead of yourself. You are indeed right. I am getting ahead of myself. So here's our remote, a little operating manual. So the remote itself, to use it, we'll want to take this tab out. And that allows the battery to have power. So the battery inside it is, oh, it tells me right on in the back right here. It says a CR 2025. That's actually particularly nice. And this particular unit includes the battery, so bonus. So when removing this, you want to be very careful and go a little bit at a time, or else you're going to move diodes with this actual material like this. See? You see that? That's called bricking it from down here. You want to do from down here, or else you're going to have this situation happening, and that's not something you want unless you really want to be missing lights. So when you go, just go a bit at a time and then work your way down and use your finger as you go, or else you are going to damage your actual LED strips. Using connectors is the much safer and easier way to do this. And one person, as they suggested, that could work is if you just do little nips, but you still have to be careful they don't cut your cable, and then leave it bare on the part you're going to do a loop only. And that would be easier and faster to do. What happens if you break an LED? Well, if you break an LED like this off here, you have to basically cut it out and reattach the strips. You literally have to connect it at the cut line to the next part of the strips to actually get power going through it. Otherwise, everything else doesn't work past it. So I cut it, and now I'm going to connect 2 strips together. This is not something I recommend doing. So I now have this soldered together. I recommend not doing it this way, because you're better off using connectors, proper connectors to connect this, because soldering, if you bridge any of these together, it won't work. So polarity has to be the same, your plus with the plus, your white with the white on both sides, or else it doesn't work. The no loop method, that video, you can also try that, but then you'll have 4 different controllers. The actual brain of the unit is right in here, and this is your controller, which they actually tape together. But in the other model I reviewed, it could come right off. So it's actually nice that they taped it together so people don't accidentally remove this or flip it the other way around, and then the polarity would be wrong and it wouldn't work as well. So I cleaned most of the back of the screen here. There's still some debris left from a previous install of LED strips on here. And usually what I'll do is I'll start the one corner down the corner beside the USB, and then I'll do a loop around and loop around all the way across and back to here. And that way you get full coverage, at least as much coverage as I can, top and bottom of the screen. So now let's get started with this. Before we continue on, let's talk about security. Privado VPN, take back your freedom and your privacy. They have a 0 log policy, so if the authorities come asking for your information, there is nothing there. They actually allow up to 10 computers or 10 devices, being a tablet, a smart TV, your computer, or whatnot, all connected to one account. Yes, 10. And not only that, they have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
Wow.
They have a kill switch, so if you get disconnected, your internet won't allow the information to flow through. In my case, why do I use a VPN? It's because I'm tired of saying, this content is not available in your country. Why? Why can't I watch the news and it's not available in my country? Privado VPN. Take back your freedom and your privacy. So to make my life as easy as possible, I'm going to run close to the edge. And then when I get to the edge itself, I'm going to make a small loop here. Small little tiny loop, as you see. And again, you want to pull off your bottom of the blue tape as you go along. Try to go close to the edge as possible. That way you get the most light showing. You can always work your way in a little more if you wanted to, but I'm going this way on purpose right to the edge so it can make my life a little bit easier in terms of making the light show. Okay, now to change the mic color. So if we look at our mic, you can also, it's green, so it can actually be mic'd on both sides. So whether I'm talking one direction or the other, I'm still the same volume. This is the Traver USB gaming mic, links below if you want to purchase this microphone. And of course, I have a review of this microphone. I recommend watching the review first so you know what you're getting yourself into. Okay, so I ran it right to the edge. Do my little loop here. The LED is going to stick light out. We don't want tape sticking out this direction. We want to show the light. And then let's keep on running all the way back. I could do whatever I want with the excess. There we go. So now we got the LEDs connected. And this is all garbage. Now what I might want to do with this, just for the fun of it, just because it's here, just connect it to itself. In this case I can have a line across, more lights. I don't see any problem with having more light. More light's always good if that's what you want. I think these ones are actually brighter, these particular strips, versus the non-white ones. I like that. I like that. Now I want to find the remote control so I can change the settings. Okay, let's check out Cool White. There's Cool White. It's a bluish. It's a bluish white for anyone that wonders. Cool means blue. Soft white So you can see that this wouldn't work properly if you're not shining off a wall, because it has two LEDs to actually make one color. So I'm going to have to put this against the wall so I can actually show you better what this is. But let's scroll through the colors quickly. So this gives you an idea here. And then of course you have all your different other settings here. And I want to see this off a wall. Oh, I can see some flashing. You can see on my shirt here on the camera. I can't see this in person, but I could see through the camera itself that there's a little bit of flashing happening here. So if anyone wants a LED that don't strobe when it changes colors, this is not going to be a good choice. However, I believe if I just choose one color, solitary red or something, I don't think we'll see any flashing on this happening. So it's good. So if you're actually cycling through colors, you can get some flashing happening on camera. And now to turn this on, you have to have line of sight. So you can see the remote control. It's not turning on. Not turning on. The controller is right down here, so let's see how close we have to get. So I had to be like right up here to get close to it. Okay, I choose cool white. So that was cool white. Cool white's going to be a blue tone. Soft white is your more pure white, and that's actually pretty close to normal regular white color. Warm white. Red. Sadly I have to face back this tone red, which doesn't, it's more like this color, or yellow almost. Orange. Yellow looks greenish. Green looks green. This green looks blue. This blue looks like it should. Let's go with this dark blue one. Doesn't even look like it changed any. Oh, it's so subtle. It's so subtle I can't even barely see the difference. Let's go with the dark blue. Purplish. Other color. And the pink. And now the flashing. Go to this one. This is strobe. Now you want to go to fade. So fade's actually fading to different colors. And let's try the last one, smooth. And then you have reset. What does reset do? Resets to white, I guess. And of course you have your brightness and make it dimmer or brighter. Not quite noticeable. I'm not sure how noticeable that is on camera for the steps. Yeah, it's definitely more noticeable in person, the brightness, than it is on camera, the differences. And that's as bright as she gets. So this is a fair option for the back of your computer screen or TV, as long as you're fairly close. I'm about 8 inches away from the wall. The closer you are to the wall, the more of a difference it will make in terms of how bright it looks off the wall. So our soft white, as you can see, is 2 different little LED strips. And the cool white is a bluish color one. And the warm white is a warm color LED strip. So that's how it works. And so if you don't have against the back wall, you're going to see this instead. So this is something to have against the wall so you see the colors as you should see it. So if it goes smooth, let's see what happens if this other lights go on or not. So smooth will be okay, I guess. Not reflecting as much, but of course, again, you don't want LED strips in your face. It doesn't look nice. If you were actually showing your friends like this versus like this, reflection off the wall looks a lot cooler to actually look at than a bunch of little diodes. So having a backlight bias lighting of a light blue like you see here, I'm actually using this one right here, is a lot more pleasing in a dark room, especially when watching TV. So if I choose this, it looks so plain. So against the white, it really is not very exciting, but a nice blue tone, I love that myself. It's gonna be personal preference, but honestly, I think that looks great. Thanks for watching, and have yourselves a most wonderful day.
This is not BIOS, tech and hardware.
So the Monster Basics is a very affordable strip, but if you get something fancier and you want to spend the money, you can get something more like that, where you can actually change all the settings, all controlled by your phone. As you can see right now, it's all on my phone.